Have you ever thought about why you dream about certain things?
Well, a new book explores exactly that topic. It is called Why We Dream, the Transformative Power of Our Nightly Journey, and it comes out this November. Alice Robb is the author of that book, and she is here with us. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, the obvious question, why do we dream?
Well, there are a bunch of reasons why we dream, and there's also a lot that's still mysterious about it. But some of the reasons are that we're consolidating new information we've taken in during the day. We're coming up with new creative ideas to problems in our lives and working through stressful things. And another idea is that there's actually an evolutionary reason why we dream, and that our ancestors sort of developed this way of practicing for dangerous situations that they would face in the daytime. Right. So that's why you might find yourself being chased by wild animals in your dreams, even if you spend your day in the office.
So part of the reason that this book caught the attention of our producers is because there was a tweet about dreaming about cell phones. It was a tweet that basically went viral where the tweeter was asking, is it funny that I've never dreamt about my cell phone? And then when I saw that tweet, I thought, my gosh, neither have I. And it's with me all the time. Like, you would think that that would be a subject of your dreams. Why don't we dream about cell phones or computers or stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting observation that obviously resonated with a lot of people. And that fits into this idea that dreams are more about rehearsing for situations that were dangerous to our ancestors, right, who didn't have, modern technology. But that said, I mean, some people might dream about their cell phones. I've dreamed about my iPhone, but they tend to turn up less than these more dramatic things.
Right, that explains my falling dreams. Because those are usually, I have dreams of falling all the time when I do dream.
That's interesting.
Once I landed after falling off of a building, you know what happened?
What?
I bounced.
Well, that's the question that I have. The burning question I have is it true that you don't die in your dreams? That usually what ends up happening is if you're being chased by a bear, if you're falling off a building, if you're about to experience a car crash, you tend to wake up.
I mean,
that's me. So maybe I have a lot of disaster scenarios in my dreams.
I mean, dreams are so individual, and also nightmares are so common, and most of our dreams do tend to be much more unpleasant and stressful. We're kind of working through these stressful things than flying dreams.
But you just made a good point. Dreams versus nightmares. It feels to me there's really, if we take the strict definition of those two, to me, all of my dreams tend to be nightmares.
Yeah, it's
true.
It's
never I've never dreamt that I'm the king of France and I've got all these minions doing my bidding. And no, I've always dreamt that I'm being chased by a bear, or that I'm falling,
You're
or
late
that
for work.
or that I screwed up on the teleprompter and I got fired. I forgot my pants. I've never actually had what is dream a little dream of me. Never had that kind of dream.
Yeah, but those dreams might actually help you be more prepared for your real life, because you're kind of working through practicing these worst case scenarios in a really safe environment. And anxiety dreams are so common. Most people have had a dream about failing an exam.
Right.
And there was actually a study of French pre-med students a few years ago where they found that the students who were having more exam dreams, where they were they couldn't find the test center or they were sleeping through the test, were actually performing better on their real life exams.
There are all these sort of dream dictionaries out there, and people say if you dream about your teeth falling out, it means something or whatever. I mean, there's all this stuff. People we sort of look for deeper meaning in these dreams. What's your take on that sort of stuff?
I mean, we can't really take a single dream in isolation and say that it has a certain meaning for your real life. But if you're always dreaming about a certain thing, that might be a sign that that's something you're worried about, or just something that you haven't been paying enough attention to in your real life. And there are these dreams like having your teeth fall out that so many people have and have been writing about for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So what about your dreams and what about your experiences? Because I asked you earlier how easy was it to get publishers interested, and you said it was pretty easy because it's such a fascinating subject. What was it about your dreams and your experiences that made you want to write the book, and how did you conduct the research process?
I mean, I had always had pretty vivid dreams myself, and I would remember them in the morning and kind of think about them throughout the day. And then when I was in college, I read a book about lucid dreaming, which is where you are in a dream and you become aware that you're in the dream. And sometimes you're even able to control what happens in the dream. And I started doing these exercises. They're like meditation exercises that you do to induce lucid dreams. And then I just
Before you go to sleep?
And you can do things sort of throughout the day where you ask yourself whether you're awake or asleep. And then if you do that,
fascinating.
So into this.
if you get in the habit of doing that during the day, then you'll ask yourself the same questions in your sleep and realize you're in a dream.
So give us 3 questions that people who are watching this segment can ask themselves every day to ensure that they have some kind of dream like the one you're describing.
Yeah, so just ask yourself, am I in a dream?
Am I in a dream?
And you really, that's the main question. You just want to ask it like 10 times, 15 times throughout the day.
Really?
That's cool.
And you can do something, it's good to do like a sort of physical motion while you do it. So you may say, am I in a dream? And poke your hand. And if your finger goes through your hand, then you'll know you're in a dream.
That's it. Wait, I have one more question for you. Because my friend just told me about a dream that she had where she was having a huge fight with her husband. She woke up in the middle of the night. She was still angry and couldn't fall asleep unless she slept in another room. And it occurred to me that we have this emotional connection to dreams that even after we wake up, we're still sort of shaken if it's a nightmare. We're still angry at someone if they did something to us in the dream, even though we know it doesn't make any sense at all. I'm wondering if any of your research sort of looked into that, why dreams have such a strong emotional impact on us.
I mean, I think it's just a sign of how important dreams are and how important it is to pay attention to them, because we're all dreaming every night, every REM cycle, even though most of us forget most of our dreams unless we make an effort to remember them.
Vlad's going to be like this
I'm all day
the whole day. Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming?
The book is called Why We Dream, The Transformative Power of Our Nightly Journey. Alice Robb. It comes out in November. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.